poor at world domination, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name's Benj.
My name is Isaac. And this week, it is the week after Jurassic World Domination has come out.
Mm-hmm.
The last in a long line of wonderful and completely different dinosaur movies in the Jurassic series. But even though that's not true, there's still something great just about a dinosaur movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we've decided that we will take on the challenge of the exact title of the newest movie.
Yes.
And I'm sure we're just going to do such a great job.
Yep. Normally, when we do one of these recordings about a movie, we've seen the movie first and we talk about it. But I'm going on a trip soon, so we don't have time to record. So we're recording early.
We are seeing it tonight, though.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to eat people.
Right.
They're going to eat one of the main characters, but probably not one of the good guy main characters.
Yeah, it'll be like a side main
And
character.
then it will end.
Like somebody who was introduced in this movie to be eaten.
I'll tell you exactly that as soon as you see dinosaurs for the first time, not like a scary dinosaur, when you see like a brontosaurus for the first time, that calm, peaceful Jurassic World music is going to play, and everyone's going to look at dinosaurs and be like, oh, dinosaurs are so wonderful. And then 2 scenes later, someone's going to like get their arm bitten off by a dinosaur, and they're going to be like, dinosaurs are the worst things ever. And then,
Right.
You know how I know that is just because that literally happens in every single movie.
Yep.
And then it's going to end with a shot of a dinosaur flying over the ocean. Because somehow that happens in every one of these movies also.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somehow
It
that's...
never matters.
No.
To the next, like you always think, oh, that's what the next movie's going to be about, but it's not.
Jurassic Park 3 was like the pterodactyls escaping the island and flying off. And you're like, oh, they're going to go eat some people.
Yep. Nope.
And then never
Yeah,
matters.
you even like see like the next movie is like it starts off with like a little girl on an island, and you're like, oh man, this is where the pterodactyl comes in.
Yep.
And it's just not that. Speaking of little girls, though, the whole reason that this movie exists is because of that little girl in the last movie.
It's true. We just rewatched all the Jurassic Park movies with some of our friends, and one of the things that became abundantly obvious was how much this next movie is all the little girl's fault from the last one. Because, well, I'll let you tell. I got to focus on this drama.
I mean, really, it's just like all the hero's fault. Like if they would have just done nothing, there would be no problems going forward. Like, okay, yeah, sure, some bad guys would have dinosaurs in their armies or whatever, but like dinosaurs in an army is not that big of a deal. Like they're not as strong as tanks or anything like that. So if they would have just like left it be alone, then some bad people would have made money and other bad people would have dinosaurs.
Yep. But instead,
some bad people have dinosaurs, some bad people made money, and also there's dinosaurs released into the world to go and eat everybody.
it's true. And it's all because, that little girl at the end of the movie. There's a part in the second Jurassic World movie where the heroes have a chance to like release a bunch of dinosaurs into like the, wild or whatever. And
And by wild, we mean the city.
yeah, exactly. Like where there's going to be people that'll clearly get like hurt. And they literally have this moment where they like are going to press this big button to open the door, and they decide not to because, they're trying to be the heroes of the movie, even though they're kind of bad at it. And then the little girl just walks over and presses the button, and they don't try to like, reclose it. They're just like, oh, well, I guess all the dinosaurs.
Yep.
No, like there are so many people that are going to get eaten in this next movie, and it's all her fault.
Yep. Every death in this next movie
Gosh, I don't know what a dinosaur foot
will
looks
be
like.
her fault.
The dinosaur foot, unfortunately.
Okay.
Trying to draw a dinosaur.
Is this going to be like Barney?
It's going to be so much worse looking than Barney.
See, now I'm picturing like Barney being the like future from this. Just like
Like the dinosaurs got released.
They get all the dinosaur stuff handled, but like, they started putting the genes with human genes or whatever, and Barney's the result.
Like, realistically, because they keep saying, like, the movie makers out there keep saying that they're gonna, like, continue making Jurassic World movie or Jurassic, I don't know what the next trilogy will be called.
Yeah.
But where do they go from here? Like, they had a park and it failed. And then they went to the island and now they opened the park and it failed. And now the dinosaurs are released into the world. So there's two options.
Right.
One is what you said, where they just get mixed with humans. Which would be atrocious.
Yep.
The other option, though,
That'd be like the Goombas in the Mario movie.
yeah, it'd be disturbing. But the other option is they go to space.
Yes.
Yep.
Jurassic Galaxy.
Intergalactic.
Well, it'll probably start like Jurassic
Galaxy
Solar
sounds-
System, or
yeah.
and then it will move on.
Jurassic Galaxy sounds pretty good, though, unfortunately, which
Yeah.
means they'll probably do that.
You'll have Jeff Goldblum, like in the galactic like trials, convincing them that dinosaurs should be left to die, and like dinosaurs are like flying spaceships.
That's almost like both of what we said combined.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, if you're gonna have dinosaurs in space, they gotta also be mixed with humans so they can fly spaceships. Or the raptors.
I look like.
Raptors just become way smarter. I mean, they've already made raptors like too smart.
You're not wrong about that.
Like, in my opinion, the dumbest thing about Jurassic World, the first one, was that the big twist, and this is spoilers, the big twist,
For a movie that came out like
yeah,
10 years ago now.
but the big twist was that the main dinosaur was was mixed DNA with raptor, and like that was like this big like what they were like keeping it secret, and like the main character is like they mixed it with raptors. That's like the worst thing they could have possibly
like,
ever done.
Never saw that coming.
Yeah, and it's like, what? Of course they mixed it with raptor. Like, look at it. Like,
It looks so much like a raptor.
like that's not even like a like why, and why would that be worse than anything else? Like, I was like the whole time, because they were like very specifically keeping like the genetics a secret.
yeah.
Like, I was thinking, oh man, this thing has like human DNA or something.
Yeah, like something that would make it like scary.
Yeah. But then it's just like, no, it's a raptor. And you're like, okay, I mean, sure. Raptors have always been like the big bads of the Jurassic movies. You know,
Somehow that is true.
like in the first one, it was like, yeah, there's a T-Rex, but I mean, the raptors are the real scary ones that can open doors and
yeah, exactly.
stuff. And then the second one, I guess, kind of like the Spinosaurus, which never comes back for some reason in any of the other movies. That was kind of the big bad.
But still, the raptors were like chasing them the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And like the scariest scene was still like with the raptors.
exactly. So yeah, it was also like, oh crap,
Is he like sitting on a toilet?
it's sitting on a chair, but it's getting worse the more I draw it. So I was trying to just like put some padding there.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to draw dinosaurs sitting down. You never see dinosaurs sitting down.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is it supposed to look like?
But in the new Jurassic Galaxy, we might start seeing
You're gonna have to see it sitting down. How else can it control its spaceship?
like what kind of dinosaur is
gosh.
this? Like,
This
I
is-
said Barney because that's
It's
like
basically just
the
Barney.
closest dinosaur I can think
This is
of.
basically just Barney.
Like, I don't even know. I guess Barney is like a T-Rex. Like, I guess that's what he's based off of.
I think so.
But like, he has longer arms than T-Rexes have. He's basically a long-armed T-Rex.
Better question would be, can you guess what this animal is supposed to be?
Um,
I'll have to give you some
now,
more context.
obviously, our fans won't know this, but do you remember that picture of the stuffed cat? The one where they stuffed it wrong.
Man. Definitely what this is holding now that you mention it. Yeah, it's a cat. It's Yeah, but no, we oh, you should explain what the heck we saw this week.
We saw a
I can't
picture
unsee it.
where somebody on Facebook, posted. They're like, our nephew's cat died, and then they're like, and just a word of advice: don't stuff your own cats. And then they show these pictures of this cat that they stuffed themselves, and it's like stretched out, and it's the most disturbing thing.
It's so creepy.
And then they pose it in all these different like places and poses, and like take pictures of it like a photo shoot, and it's every picture is funnier than the one before.
It was so disturbing though. I can still picture some of these.
Yeah, like the mouth is like open and it's like gaping, and then it's like 3 times the length it should be, but skinnier. Oh man, it's so.
It was horrifying. This picture like a taxidermy house cat,
Yeah.
like missing most of the stuff. It was like
and stretched
it was
out.
so flat.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a hollow, like stiff cat fur, like skin. It's so disturbing.
Yep.
There shouldn't be amateur taxidermy. There shouldn't be taxidermy in general, but like
Yeah.
unless you're all like, it should just die out. But like the professionals
Yes.
can finish up their
Yes.
livelihood.
But,
after that,
no
just let
reason. Yeah, no reason to train any apprentices. Yeah, I mean, like I've never thought, like, oh, I have a pet or whatever. It's like I've never thought when this pet dies, I want it taxidermied.
Like even the people who love their pets, I would hope, are like, no, don't do it.
Like, and I can kind of understand like the hunters with their trophies, but it's like even that, it's like, couldn't you have just like taken a claw or a horn and not like the whole thing?
Whole creature, I know. It's not. Okay, what is this? How do people stand?
That's a good question. Should I stand up and pose for you?
Please don't.
This guy is pretty boxy
He is, isn't he? He also has like a V-neck on the
on
side.
the side. He has like one of those shoulder pad things.
Oh gosh.
I don't understand his back.
Neither do I.
Oh, he has hair.
Sort of.
Or he painted on hair.
Also, sort of.
Wouldn't that be a weird fashion trend? Like, I'm surprised there's never been a fashion trend where somebody's just like bald and then they just like color on hair.
I feel like when we were kids, there were like infomercials for like that spray paint that people would like fill in their bald spots with.
Right, yeah. So like
But-
instead of like having hair, you just had like a black spot on your head. But that still was like
I forgot I'm drawing this guy from the side.
like nobody used that. Like nobody was like bald and they just used that.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty true.
And I just think that's weird. Like with how many weird fashion trends we've seen in our lifetime, that's never been one of them.
Who knew that the dinosaur would look surprisingly better than this horrifying? Like, what is wrong with my person here? It's like, I don't even...
Like that leg
It
should
looks
be the
so
back
bad.
leg.
It's like I was drawing him facing me, and I can't get past that. I apologize for what you're...
So much of this is so wrong.
Thank you.
Like there's not even one thing to make fun of because it's just
I
everything.
know, it really is.
I mean, that's not the worst hand you've drawn, though.
It's not. Oddly enough, despite this being the worst of everything else.
Yeah, your hand mutilator.
Like, this hand should be here, I'm realizing.
Yep.
Oh, man, it's just...
Yeah, you didn't.
I want to just cover
Like,
this
you
up and
didn't
start
give-
over.
Like, he has a shirt that just like has a sleeve sticking out the front. Stuck his hand out there.
Maybe it's like a false arm in case the dinosaur bites it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And his other arm is just like under his shirt.
that's why he looks so weird.
It all makes sense.
And misshapen because that's
it's
not
all-
a real arm.
It
I don't know
all,
why it doesn't really resemble an arm at all, but
yeah. He also only has one leg for that same reason.
he has a clicker in his hand though,
Okay.
because he's stopping this evil dinosaur.
So I'm seeing. So you're drawing Jurassic World Domination.
Jurassic World Domination. So
So-
we've got Barney over here. Taking over the world,
Yes.
you know, like James Bond villain style.
But instead of James Bond stopping him, he
It's-
has like
it's Owen from Jurassic
yeah,
World.
He's just
doing
clicking at
the,
him.
no, like don't move.
Yeah, click, click.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep. It all makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's how they stop the person in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell whoa? Like whoa there.
WOAH.
That's what I would thought. But is that true?
Yes, I said it, and I don't speak lies.
What's his name in the movie? Owen what? Owen Grady? Maybe? Grady. I just looked it up. Alright, so he's like
Grady.
dinosaur. Because they can talk now, I'm sure.
Oh yes.
Maybe that'll be like a big reveal in the third movie. Wouldn't that be great? Like one of them like has lived amongst humans long enough to like speak human language.
Yep, like that was a big thing in the third Jurassic Park where the raptors had like complex vocal cord systems to communicate with. So why not be able to learn English?
Yeah. Soon, Mr. Grady. The world shall be ours. He's got like a British evil guy accent. It's some kind of accent.
What accent would a dinosaur have?
Depends on where they grew up, Benj.
Not like a specific
Okay,
raptor
if it's
accent.
in a movie, it either has a British accent or an American accent.
There's Australian accent people.
That's arguably just an offshoot of British accents.
I mean, that's
but yeah,
true.
that is true. There are Australian accents in movies. But if you're from Europe,
Yeah, but
you
then
have
also
an English accent.
but also like there's New York accent and then there's Southern accent.
Does not look right.
There's a lot of words that don't look right when you write them.
This guy is saving the whole world with his
With
clicker in his hand.
Yep.
His fake
This
hand.
dinosaur's just gonna sniff his hand and then walk away.
Yep, it's gonna be quite a thing.
Yep. I don't know if you needed that line.
Yeah, nope, but it I have to distract somehow from the boxy man.
Yeah.
His super ironed clothes that don't super starched and ironed.
So much starch.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody use starch anymore?
I don't know.
Like,
I've never actually seen like something that I would say, "Oh, those have been starched," but
Yep.
people say it all the time. It must have been a thing at some point.
Yeah. At one point in time, somebody must have starched clothes.
Is that how you spell Jurassic?
I don't know the answer to that one.
Jurassic World Domination.
Yes.
Now, time to make it an official piece of art.
Mm-hmm. Not official till it has your name and age.
Come on, guys. That's literally something they teach in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Name and age.
Yeah. All you
So many
fake artists drawing fake art
so many of
without
these
name
quote
and age.
unquote like famous artists,
Mm-hmm.
they messed up because people today are still like, I don't know if that's actually a Rembrandt. It's like, well, if we'd put his name and age on it,
Yes,
you'd know.
we do. And then like people don't know when something was made or whatever.
Yeah, it's like if you just written your age on it, people could track down when you were born.
Yeah.
Figure out exactly the. It's a joke when artists don't put their name and age.
Ridiculous.
A joke, I say.
Yes, and it's not even like real art unless you do. So, what are these artists even doing?
No idea.
Well, let me get over there and show you some of my real art.
Can't wait. So, do you think you'll draw something good?
Oh, I mean, no, but it will be art because
Yes.
I will name and date it.
We've talked about this so many times, but that's the wonderful thing about art.
Mm-hmm.
You can not like our art, but that just means you have an opinion that is wrong.
I'm gonna draw this planet here, and it's gonna roughly be like, you might be like, oh, maybe that's our planet, but I assure you it's not, because I don't really know.
You drew like a small intestine.
Yeah, like, see, it's similar to like North America, but like,
But it's like detached from South America and Central America.
it's like imagine Earth existed, and this isn't it.
Oh, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll imagine this that Earth exists, but this just isn't Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some planet.
Yes.
I will point out that it's not exactly circular.
Is anything exactly circular?
Exactly circular.
Exactly.
We watched that one video that one time about the roundest thing in the world.
Yeah, and even that had imperfections.
I'll admit it's rounder than whatever this is.
Yeah. Isn't it, though? See, I'm doing a pretty simple drawing.
Oh gosh. Is this a dinosaur?
Nope, not really.
An alligator.
No,
What is wrong with its eye?
Dinosaur. I realized that I was on your settings.
My
Much thinner pen settings,
yes.
which means I had to draw the rest of the drawing with those settings also.
I try to play with it a little bit. We don't have many options, but since it's hard to like see, folks, if you saw us draw not on a, because spoiler alert, we draw on a drawing tablet that still uses ink and ballpoint pen.
Yes.
But if when we're
anything that isn't ink and ballpoint pen
is a disgrace. Yeah. But when you're drawing on paper, it is easier to like vary the like width and stuff of the pen. Like you can press harder, you can press less, you can press, you know, you have some variety in how you use a pen. Like you can lightly, you can turn the pen on its side and lightly kind of like give it like a faded, you know, almost how like people use a pencil, except that's just cheating. But when you're using a drawing tablet, it's all just kind of like one solid, you know, line, because drawing tablets don't understand the nuances of true ballpoint pen art.
Right.
So we do make the line thicker and thinner and, you know, things like that. Thicker, we find, tends to hide more mistakes.
Yeah, hiding mistakes is the best.
We're not good at it. What is that?
See, this may look kind of dinosaur-like, but interestingly, it's actually a planet.
Oh, so that is Jurassic World?
Yes.
I've never really been jealous of a planet before.
Mm-hmm.
But if Earth could be shaped like that, it would be so much cooler.
Wouldn't it though?
It would.
So these are like land masses.
Like, not that it
And
is
like
a
the rest
dinosaur.
of this is like water.
What are the teeth?
The teeth are like mountain ranges. So like you would take your boat, right, off of this land, and you'd come over here, and then you would find this like mountains, and you would look up and you would see mountains.
That
And if you took this land mass and with a boat over to here, you would see mountains, and you'd look up and you'd see that first guy
this is a.
looking up.
You know how cool it would be? You know how, like, if when we invented like satellites and stuff for the first time and we got to zoom out and like take a photo of Earth for the first time, if this is what it turned out to look like, I feel like we
like
never would have thought.
Everybody thinks it looks like a circle or
We're like,
whatever.
every other planet in the galaxy we can tell is a sphere because we've looked at them through, telescopes and
Yeah.
stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, what the heck?
It's like turn the satellite around.
Earth is.
We're like, what? why are we terrified?
They're like, that explains the upside down mountains in that one part.
We always wondered why those existed.
And that those two huge bottomless pits that we have on the one side of the planet,
I mean, they're on both sides,
Oh, it's always just like
presumably.
straight through.
Yeah, they're just holes that go all the way through.
Oh, and show the blackness of space that is void in the rest of
Well, I didn't want to
Come
draw
on.
the
All right, you
blackness of
got-
space
you got-
everywhere else.
See, this is where if we weren't using ballpoint pens and we were
Mhm.
cheater pumpkin eaters, we could just use like the, what do they call it, the paint can tool and just like fill in the whole background.
Yes.
But no.
Here, and just because my drawing was super quick, I'm gonna draw like a sun here. We can presume that these two planets. So like this planet like endlessly chases this planet around.
Around
So
the
there's-
sun,
There are two livable planets in this solar system,
and one
and
chases
one's
the other.
chasing the other.
And this is Jurassic World
This
Domination,
Yes.
because it's the chaser and not the chasey.
exactly. And,
This
this sun has.
I don't want to like make any too big of predictions, but I could 100% see this being the plot of the next trilogy of Jurassic movies.
The sun has sunglasses because every sun has sunglasses.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
Like, have you ever looked at a sun that didn't have sunglasses?
No, I haven't.
Of course you have.
No one's ever really looked at the sun.
Yeah, and if you look closely, you'll see that it has sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly. Some people look at them through sunglasses, but that's
Mhm.
different.
Yeah, then you might not see the
Yeah,
sunglasses.
exactly.
Because it'll just look like your sunglasses.
It's very complicated. I could see this being the next trilogy of movies, though. Like, there's dinosaurs on Earth, but then there's like a comet that's coming towards Earth or something that's shaped like a dinosaur,
Yeah.
and it's full of space dinosaurs, and it crashes onto the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like space dinosaurs, and we have to, and the people of Earth in the next trilogy have like trained dinosaurs, so they use the trained Earth dinosaurs to fight a war against the like sentient space dinosaurs. That wouldn't be the worst movie.
I mean, it could be.
Well,
It all depends on how it's done.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, can you think of a better plot for the next? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna make another trilogy that's just like the same plot?
I mean, that's what they did this time.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
They had the
honestly-
slight nuance of, all right, the park is open now instead of never opening, and the dinosaurs didn't just escape onto an island; they escaped into the whole world.
Right, but see, this one, like the first Jurassic World, was basically the same thing
Yeah,
as the first Jurassic Park.
very much
Like,
so.
okay, the park wasn't fully open in Jurassic Park, but it was a running, working
Yeah,
park.
and there was like two kids running around the
Yeah,
park
and
for
they
some
were just,
reason
like,
still.
testing it.
Yeah,
And then Jurassic Park 2 was about them going to the island. Like, that was basically Jurassic World 2.
Mhm.
And so we'll see how similar this one is to Jurassic Park 3,
I feel
this
like
seems like it's different.
I feel like this is going to be the most different. I mean, unless the whole movie is like, oh no, this person's son is missing and we have to scour the world for them, then it'll literally just be the same. But I don't think they'd go that.
And like Jurassic Park 2 deviated somewhat from the sameness, and it was the worst of the 5 movies so far.
Jurassic World 2?
Yeah, Jurassic World 2. Like, it deviated slightly from Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
In that there was the whole...
I know. There's a lot of critics of the Jurassic movies because they're just like, oh, it's either super unrealistic or it's like, oh, it's the same story. It's like, what do you want then? Like, you want it to be a realistic dinosaur movie? Okay, then we humans just kill all the dinosaurs really easily. Yeah. Because, like we have jets. Go in there with a gun. We have jets and tanks, and it would be like a T-Rex.
Like Jurassic World
wouldn't even be a chance.
The first time that the soldiers meet up with the Indominus Rex, they killed it. That's realistic.
That's how it
because like they shot it multiple times with guns.
That's how it should have been.
Like
they tried to like tase it.
Go find a crocodile and shoot it with a gun and see if it just bounces off. Because I guarantee it won't.
I know.
Especially guns designed specifically for the purpose of taking down dinosaurs.
Like they keep saying like, oh, we need to train dinosaurs to be in the military because then they'll be unstoppable. And all I'm thinking is like, no, they won't. Like,
like we don't even fight. Like, okay, yes, if we fought with like soldiers against them, that sure. But like, how many wars are now like done between foot soldiers?
I guess you could use them as like an assassin. Like if you somehow snuck a couple of like raptors into like, the enemy's base, like the where the president or warlord is like hiding out, and they just like release the raptors. They might do something,
maybe.
But like, even if like you released a raptor into like the White House, they would just like lock people behind doors that aren't like the flimsy doors that happen to be in every Jurassic World movie. And then
it's like the park's designed specifically.
And then they would just like wait for the dinosaurs to come out and shoot them with like a tank or something, or like a
normal gun,
like
like these like especially like raptors, they're not that big.
True.
Even the big dinosaurs, like if we can kill an elephant,
what's even worse about that is the second Jurassic World movie has a part where the main raptor, Blue, who you're supposed you care about it because the main guy cares about it because somehow the raptor cares about him in the second movie,
right?
It gets shot with like a pistol because like they're trying to catch it and some guy's like freaks out and shoots it with like a normal little gun.
Yeah.
And it's like dying on the table the whole movie, like for a quarter of the movie, and they like kidnap a vet to save the raptor because one bullet. You're like, wait a second, why have people been scared of these things?
See, that comes down to the classic thing that happens in every video game. Once the big bad becomes your ally, they're useless.
It is true.
They stop having these world-ending powers, and it's like, now they just like shoot a little fire. It's like,
you don't know what we mean. We mean like in video games, there's times when you like beat a villain and then you unlock them as like a character you can play as, and beating them was like the hardest thing in the world. They were so much better than you, and their powers could kill you in like one hit. And then you become them, and you're like, I can't use any of their. I can like punch and kick, and it's like, well, why are they so weak suddenly?
The example I remember the most is in the first Marvel vs. Capcom. The final boss was like Galactus or whatever, and he was like so hard to defeat. And then you unlock him, and you're just like, why am I just like a hand and they can't do anything? Like,
yeah, I
remember that. Useless now.
It's terrible. But I think I've come up with, and you've come up with, great plot points for a new dinosaur movie trilogy.
Yeah, if the Jurassic people want to,
if we show up
Universal Studios,
yeah,
if you want to call us up for some some planning time with your staff.
We'll design a movie poster for you if you really want.
Yep.
Combine our two ideas. But I doubt when we get to the movie tonight, this is going to be the plot.
No, I highly doubt that as well.
I really kind of wish it was your plot because yours is cool. I'm just hoping yours makes it into the next trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is more like the
mine is more like what James Bond is going to be in like 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
They're like we've done everything we can with James Bond, but they're like, well, what if James Bond's villain was a talking dinosaur? And that sounds weird, but for James Bond, it's like it's not the most far-fetched idea.
James Bond needs to go back to that. Like, they've copied the Bourne series enough with
James Bond movies have gotten too like realistic and like gritty.
They're just action movies.
Yeah.
Like
we want like a slightly silly, unrealistic spy movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, getting back to their roots.
We need someone to tie James Bond to like a laser table and then leave the room, and then James Bond escapes somehow, and then there's like sharks in a tank
they
and
pick up his pen and accidentally use it.
Yeah, that was great. See, we've got some good ideas for the movie industry today, and if you have seen the new Jurassic World movie, good for you. It's not as good as what you've witnessed today, though.
By the time you've watched this video, we'll have watched Jurassic World. Like,
so
we say we're going to see it tonight. That's tonight from when we're drawing it. You guys are watching this on Sunday.
Wow, that's just weird.
After Sunday.
It's like time travel.
Yeah, it is like time travel.
That wouldn't be a bad idea for another Jurassic.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like Jurassic World Origins. And there's going to be like time travelers that go back to the first, like the actual Jurassic period.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like...
it's going to be like the dinosaurs don't look anything like what they did.
Oh, see, that's totally going to be it. And then they're going to do, like, by the third one, they're going to be like, time traveled back to the first Jurassic Park movie.
I want to see a fight between a T-Rex from like Jurassic Park to the like ostrich-looking T-Rex that like probably actually existed.
Maybe it's like a really peaceful movie. Like they go back and there's just like nothing like what they thought.
I mean, if they went to the actual Jurassic period,
there would be
none of the dinosaurs. I mean, not that we even believe in the whole like evolution and Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like there's millions of years in between each.
But if we're going by the whole Jurassic Age,
from what they theorize,
which if they're doing a movie, that's what they would do. If they went back to Jurassic Age, none of those dinosaurs would be there.
Yeah, so it'll be like a boring movie.
Yeah, it would be like...
But then they'll be like...
dinosaurs did exist, and I don't think it... Like, it was like... I mean, again, it's all just made up.
You know what the easiest way to find that out would be? Wait 5 years, and then they'll make that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So until then...
We're not going to look it up. We're just going to wait.
Yeah, it's the... I didn't say it was the fastest way. I said it was the easiest way. Yes. But until then, we are signing off for the day.
Yep. Goodbye.